It'll pop up in 2 seconds and you'll see it. And I'll just get someone to check your audio levels when they pop in, so we just make sure it's all running okay.
Perfect. Nice. Oh, lovely. I see us.
You can see us. Awesome. Oh, cool. Great. And I can see I've got your photos ready to go as well. So, Sir Jack, what up? First in the chat. Gab's in the chat. Nice to see you guys. So quick. Gab, I'm so glad you paused that upload. Gab was uploading something and I said you need to pause it so you can come and watch the stream with Woods. So she's here. Yes! Yay. How are you guys going? What's happening? Say what up to Elle as well. You're in the YouTube comment section. No worries, Gab. I know the feeling. I've totally got COVID brain. I don't know what your brain's like at the moment, Elle, but my brain is just like not working at all at the like normal level of what I'm used to.
Yeah, it's definitely very slow. We're releasing a song tomorrow. And
that's so exciting.
Day before. Just like, I gotta post about it and stuff.
Oh god, all of the promo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk to you about all of this stuff and your Twitch stream and all of the stuff that's been happening in your life over the last 6 months. How are you finding lockdown though?
I'm over it.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of good things that are coming out of it. I think it's like, I was talking to a friend on the phone today and it's like, I feel like I'm a farmer and I'm like aerating the soil. Like I'm going through like the really deep sort of layers that it's like, okay, what out of music, like what is my ultimate goal with it? Like where do I want to, like what's the dream with it? Like recalibrating a lot.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Which has been really good because normally I try and do that like around like New Year's for like you get a week of it and then you're back into being busy and
a bit more contemplation time.
Yeah.
What up, Chloe? Just say hi to the people in the chat that just joined us. We've got Chloe. Hey, Devon. Nice to see you. Hash. G'day, Hash and Ash. Hash and Ash came at the same time. So, Maya, nice to see you. Van, what's up? So good to see you. Mika, really good to see you in the chat. Bad one. Hi, Melbourne represent. Really good to see you here as well. Look at all the people. Oh my god, I'm just off the 6s rating with a party of 6 already. Oh my god. 6 is like the raid king on Twitch. He just, I swear to god, he goes online to stream just to raid, I think. So good to see you. And Glow, my homie, my day one, Glow's in the chat. Thank you so much for the sub, Mika. Legend. Mika's just subbed for 6 months. Just got her 6-month sub badge. She's been here since day one. That's so cool. Stanza, what up? So good to see you here as well. Bri just came in the raid. G'day, Raiders. Who else is here? Oh my god. Blick. Is it Blick? Hello. G'day, mate. We've got Elle. Oh, we've got another. Just off the 6 so much. Thank you so much for the sub. 3 months. 3 months subby. K19. You can.
Little badges. Are they sweaters?
Yeah, they're like little they're little bomber jackets because I usually wear a different bomber jacket every night.
I love that.
Hello to Amberly. Nice to see you here as well. Thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate it. We've got a really special guest tonight. Hi, Danny. We've got Elle, aka Woods. Thank you so much for joining, Doctor, as well. Elle and I have known each other for a little while. We've worked together, so we're going to show some of the photos that we've done in the past. We worked together for a project that I did called Her Sound, Her Story, But I want to talk to Elle about a whole bunch of things. She's also a streamer, so she's been streaming. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk about a whole lot of things. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see your face. I think the last time I physically saw you was when I picked up the smoke machine from you, when you randomly said, does anybody want a smoke machine? And like I was like, absolutely, because I use it all the time in my photo shoots now. So I came to your house, drove around to your house to see you, and I was like, oh my god, I'm totally gonna take this smoke machine.
Drive-by.
It was a drive-by, yeah.
Pull out and like, quickly, smoke machine in.
Is it L or L? It's both. No, it's L-E-L-L-E. And it is Woods, the music artist known as Woods. I've got a new playlist tonight, guys. It's the One Love, Twitch royalty free, that Ash actually posted in the Discord today. So I'm trying that out today. It's much more hype than what I usually play. I usually play Soy Israel's another streamer that usually lets me play his music. It's like super chill hip hop, but we're on the hype train tonight, guys. Get around it. But I'd love to start, like, I guess, give everybody a bit of a background to who you are and how you got into the music industry. Give everybody a little bit of info about you.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in Townsville, up in North Queensland, and both my parents are musical. My dad plays the banjo and the acoustic guitar, and my mum plays French horn, and everyone in my family had to like play an instrument in high school and kind of carry that out, and my instrument was percussion, and so I did orchestral in like orchestra pits, and I did it interstate because there aren't that many. Well, there were like no percussionists in my town. There was like 3 of us, and so we got all the good gigs and got to play with all the pros because we were really dedicated and I loved mallet percussion. That was my main thing, like marimbas and glockenspiels and things.
That's
and then
awesome.
Towards the end of high school, that was like the origin story.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and then I started songwriting when I was about 11 because I played the piano as well, and that was I was writing all throughout high school, sort of just processing high school in my writing. And towards the end of that, one of my best friends started producing in a program called Logic, and that made me get interested in music production. And it just seemed like something really fun, being able to look over his shoulder and see how you can take a song from its initial songwriting all the way until something you can release. And it was just really experimental and like trying new sounds, and it was just really fun. Like it felt like a game, and I going into it, I didn't know there weren't that many people, weren't there many women producing music, but I knew of Imogen Heap and Grimes, and that just sort of, I was like, cool,
it's
let's
inspiring.
do it.
Yeah, there's a couple others out there who can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still wild to me that there's not that many female music producers. Like it is getting better slowly, but it's still so male dominated.
Definitely. I think maybe like potentially I'm in a bubble where most of the people sort of hang out with the musicians, so like it feels like it's changing really quickly, and I'm like, sweet, there's so many of us.
No, I definitely feel like it's changing, especially over the last, I guess, 5, I guess from the point of when I started making her sound to now, I feel like it's really changed, where it was like really difficult at that time to kind of find a bunch of female music producers, and now like they're just everywhere. It's so great. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And I moved to Melbourne and studied composition because I wanted to do film soundtracks, and then I started making this project Woods, which was, I guess I really liked styling and creatively like directing a project that wasn't just the songwriting, and that was like the thing that made Woods, was just like a collective love of lots of things as opposed to just being one. So that
and was there a reason that you Queen, thank you so much for joining the stream. Is there a reason that you decided to go with like a stage name outside your name? Is that like to separate yourself from your art, or have it be, like, I don't know, there's different reasons why people go with kind of stage names outside their personal name.
Yeah, for me it was like Woods is a small business, and even like working with distributors and managers and publishers, it feels like I can kind of bring those kind of investments of people's time and money into it in a better, like, cleaner way for me than it being like Elle Grey. And also I think at the beginning I really wanted Woods to be someone bigger than me that was like stronger and like wears really thick things and is like this kind of alter ego that's just like the ultimate hell.
Yeah, you could really express an alter ego in that way.
Yeah. So that was a big part of it. And often when I'm like playing live shows, I think I'm Woods when I'm singing, and then when I do the banter in between, I'm like absolutely Elle. It unravels really quick.
Totally. Well, you definitely see it in your photographs, and I'm going to show some of your photos because you do modeling as well. And I definitely noticed it when I worked with you, the difference of working with somebody that's done modeling and someone that hasn't. And, like 99% of people that I work with are musicians and they're not models. And it's much more difficult. But working with you is like a dream because like you're so aware of everything, and this like just an absolute dream to work with. But maybe if you touch on how you got into the modeling stuff, I'll show some of the stuff that that you sent me through, the Chadwick stuff that you sent me through.
Yeah, sure. Well, I got into modeling. There was Australia's Next Top Model came to my town, Townsville, and I didn't really want to audition or anything, and then the security guard was like, come on, like, go in. And I was wearing flats, and I wore a nice dress because I was like on the fence about it, but it was like a cottagey kind of dress, but it's like a little bit short, but flat shoes, and I was just really lanky and tall, and like, I don't know, everyone sort of going for that show in my town had like fake tan and like looked really glam. And,
just that classic Queensland look, the tan with the
different industry.
Yeah.
And I got cast on Series 5, but I ended up doing high school instead. And that was like, I was like, oh, like I just didn't really think of it was something I could do. And then when I moved down to Melbourne, I started working with Chadwick. That was when I had white hair, which is wild.
But like you're like casually just mentioning Chadwick, like it is one of the biggest agencies in Australia. So it's like, it's not just like, oh yeah, just started working with this agency. Like it's a, decent deal if you're in the modeling world, to be working with such a reputable agency.
Yeah, that was like, I went to kind of all of the different agencies around Melbourne and did little castings with them. And Chadwick, I really love how like they really respect their girls, and they look after not only like their careers but also check in with like how they're going with their mental health, and like making sure that they're protected, like you're not going into a shoot not knowing all of the details and things like that. Like
totally.
They were really great. And definitely like I went in as this kind of like, I didn't own any heels. They said you should get some heels and go like practice around the house. And so I bought some heels, and I went and bought a printer from Officeworks, and I walked home with the printer, and like halfway home I'm like holding the heels in one hand and the printer in the other hand and be like, nah, I'm out, this sucks. But yeah, I slowly got there, but I was like really bad at like catwalk for a while. Like I was just this little fawn or something that
I'm just going to say hi quickly to Shady. I just saw you in the chat. And what up, X? And also Queen, really nice thanks for joining us tonight. Amber Lee said, oh my God, I thought she was referring to Chadwick as a person. Whoops. Chadwick is like a modeling agency here in Australia. And they're like fairly big deal. Thank you, Gab, for the hydrate. Legend.
Oh, that's so cool. I want
Very
to
cute.
see how you use your points.
How I use my channel points. Yeah, I was warning Elle before. I was like, some things might happen in the stream. People might redeem some channel point stuff. And do you enjoy? Do you enjoy the modeling process? Because I did modeling, certainly not at the level of working with an agency like Chadwick, but just some freelance stuff. Do you enjoy the process of modeling?
I enjoy it. I thought it was a really great thing to learn in high school. In uni, where I was doing multiple castings a week, and quite often you're not the right fit for it. So it was a lot of learning about rejection, but in a way that you could kind of just be like, cool, like it's fine. It's not what you were looking for. Like you go into a room and there's 30 people that look exactly like you, but you're kind of just slightly different.
Slightly different.
I mean, it'll be fine. So it taught me a lot of that, where I went into it pretty wide-eyed and new to living in a big city. Now with my music in something that I'm very sure of, and it's something that I've learned over many years, if there's rejection and stuff, I feel a bit more bulletproof with that. It definitely taught me a lot more about putting together shoots, and I had no idea what a stylist was, or I hadn't really worn much makeup, didn't have any heels.
Yeah,
I think
no heels.
I really got into fashion as this thing that as an extension of your personality and as a way of feeling stronger, and bringing together a whole collective team to make a shoot or a video clip.
Yes,
it became something that I was just cool. It was I had opened a new door to something, and it was just really exciting to see that world, what could be possible with combining different talents.
Totally. I love that. Hi, Jade. Nice. Thanks for joining the chat tonight. I love that process as well. It's actually the collaboration to create the images, which is what I worked out later on, as I didn't enjoy modeling at all. I actually hated the process of modeling, but I loved the process of creating the final result, if that makes sense. So when I started photography, I was like, oh, this makes sense. I'm meant to be on this side of the camera. I'm just not meant to be in front of the camera. And it just clicked. It worked really well. So, yeah.
Well, one of the things I struggled with it was having no control as the model, where I would go into something and be towards the end, when I kind of was oh, I think I'm out of it. I was doing some test shoots to sort of build up my folio again after changing my hair back to a normal color, which is just a funny process. But
totally.
I was doing it, and you walk into it absolutely blind, and there was things where it's implied, not nudity, but implied there's more skin than I wanted to show, or having a music project where I really wanted it to have integrity and be a very controlled look. Walking into these shoots where I hadn't met anyone and it was my body, it was cool. But I think now working as Wood, I get to IRL Girl has just nailed it, where it's having more creative control with Woods and being able to sort of pull the team together and still have that feeling of we're in a shoot, but be able to say I'm proud of this, and I don't know.
Yeah, not just feel like a coat hanger or something that's just there to model a brand or whatever. You actually have, complete creative control over your image as an artist, which is, I think, a lot more appealing. But I think the experience that you've had, Maya just mentioned, I've tried some castings and rejection is something to get used to. I actually think that's really important in life. I think that people are really scared of that, and I see it so much that in a lot of young people is that almost fragility and not being able to cope with criticism or rejection. It's actually super important to be able to cope with people saying no. I think especially with doing what we do in our line of work, not every person is going to say yes to working with you all the time, and there's so many,
No.
you know, so many hurdles that you've got to come over against, and like lots of rejection just in life in general. And it's just a really good skill to just get used to that, so it doesn't crush your soul every time. And it takes a while. And Mama Woods just joined the chat.
Oh, hello. That's my mom.
Mama Woods, I love it.
So
That's
cute.
so cute.
Change her
That's so.
name.
Oh my god, that is so adorable. But yeah, just like getting used to rejection, I think is a really, you know, imperative life skill that everybody should have. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's an old screen grab. I didn't put that in
Well,
there.
Well, you look beautiful, so.
Different. I thought it was a crop, but that's funny. 53 likes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been. That's a long go.
So Jack Hunter just asked a question. Do you carry the same creative control desires into shooting music videos and working with directors for your songs? Most of the musicians I've worked with have been really happy to hand me the reins over to me as the director.
Yeah, I think I've had positive and negative experiences with music videos of like, I mean, like sometimes I think being really specific in like what you're aiming for, and having that really clear communication at the start is like really good. And I think because I've built up this creative, I don't know, like all these mood boards and things around the project, it's easy to like see exactly what I'm going for. So when someone brings you a treatment, they're like, and then there's aliens, and you're like, like maybe.
Wasn't really going for the alien vibe this time.
But yeah, like I think working with like people that you really trust their work, and like you can see like the show reel and things, it means that aliens are really good. Just FYI.
Aliens are fun.
They can be really awesome. Love a good sci-fi.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, you know, musicians definitely differ too, depending on where they're at in their careers as well. Like there's some people that are just happy to, you know, totally put the direction stuff in the hands of a music director. There's some that are really, really collaborative, and then there's some that almost like co-direct, you know, like, and I've seen you know, all examples. I think it really depends on the artist and how comfortable they are, and where they are in their career, how much creative control they want to have over stuff. So it really differs.
Yeah, I think this year it's been difficult where like this year I hadn't done music videos in a while, and we had like budget to do them, and I literally can't. So we can't leave the house and shoot anything. So it's been like kind of frustrating in that, like,
oh my god,
I'm so ready to do those. And like at the beginning of the year that we were gonna do, that was in a magazine. I thought it was like kind of funny.
This is so cool. I love this shot. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was with SRC 783, which it was a cool mag. It had like Grimes and a bunch of just like really great people in there. That was their first edition, and I was wearing this like bodysuit by Discount Universe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like Discount. Oh my god, I love it.
And the makeup artist's name is Blondie, and like she now is like what is his name? Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, he went on to like she's his personal groomer now. And I'm like,
wow.
What the heck happened? Like in her 5 years since I've been.
Wow. Ash just asked, how did you go washing that glitter off? Because glitter is a nightmare.
It was actually eyelash glue from memory. It was like like so that it would stick, and it was like stenciled in. I was definitely the last look of the day, and I had to tram home or walk home. I can't really remember, but yeah, it's a bit bad. Glitter's never a great idea, I reckon.
It never ever is, and especially if it's like you have to go on the tram. You're catching like the tram out to Brunswick, and you're just like, what up? It's happened a lot actually to people that I've worked with, and they're like, oh well, I'm just gonna go like this, like whatever.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of hair shows with Chadwick where
Yes,
because
I
they were really
totally
good.
see
Like
that.
it was great. Like you just did
Yeah,
the easy work. You just went, they did your hair, and
yeah,
they would do like crazy things with it. But like no one really saw the work. It was just kind of like nice,
yeah.
random gigs throughout uni, and sometimes I'll just leave with my hair just so manic and just forget, just be on the tram with like a beehive, be like, oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, and you know, you said, and trams are always interesting. Like, there's always interesting people on there anyway, so it would be hilarious.
Definitely.
um, I wanted to talk to you about because I guess there's a lot of you know, photographers and aspiring photographers in the chat, and you know, they are trying to make photography like, oh my god, this is a groove. I'm like hearing this music. I want to go out so bad. This lockdown is dragging. Oh my god. So I I really wanted to talk to you about the photographers that you work with. I know that you know, you do work with some photographers, like you've got relationships with, oh, it just stopped playing. You've got relationships with particular photographers. So how they came about, and you know, why those relationships are really important in kind of the work that we do.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely over time building up those like trustful relationships. Like that's with Andy Hatton, who I did a bunch of my early work with Woods with him, where we
This is
started.
stunning. Oh my god.
Thank you. It, for some reason, it's so tiny. But yeah, that dress
Can I
I
get it
ended up
bigger?
in
There we
a.
go.
Oh no, that's cool. It was
Hey.
if I
No, but I
access
just. There we go. We're good.
small. I have glitter in my hair there too, actually.
Oh wow.
Terrible decisions.
Look full
Um,
like movie star. Yeah, it's really
yeah,
dope.
it's that
I
blue
love it.
steel.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah, like I was working with him for the first year or so of the Woods project, where a lot of it was black and white, and I think at the beginning I was even like afraid of color, of like it was easy to work with texture in black and white and
That's so
easy to work with detail.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then I
I'll
didn't really
pu-
know what colors kind of
I'll
suited
pull up
the
if I can go to the other. Here we go. Early Woods. I'll pull up some of
yeah.
that early Wood stuff.
I think
So
a lot of the first one is actually with Jordan Drysdale, and I was with my white hair. But that was just with a drop sheet in his backyard, and I met him. I think it was through a mutual friend, Angie Pye, who's a visual artist in Melbourne, and yeah, we met at a party, and he just had such an amazing style, and he actually shot my album cover for my latest release, and
awesome.
did most of the latest work. Like I wanted to be able to work with him, but he moved to London pretty much like right after we shot that first time. And yeah, so it was cool to be able to go back to kind of the beginning and work together now, being a little bit more grown up. And that shoot there, it was so hot. That's a velvet dress that was handmade by my friend Tung, who he made it inspired by my music, which was so wild.
Oh wow.
And I tried performing in it once, and I was dying. It was
Nearly
so
died.
yeah, the next actually opened there because it was so hot.
It's really beautiful, and it really suits you. I can definitely see why it was inspired by your music. That's for sure.
Yeah, it has like a big, I think it was a sun on the front of it, and I was doing music for his catwalks, for like inspired by his collections. So it was kind of like an initial music fashion collab that we had. And,
awesome.
Yeah, and then the rest in this folder are all black and white.
Yeah, cool. I'll go through those now, and you can tell us about these. Very cool. Hey Matt, how you going? Good to see you in the chat. So good to see you. We're talking to Woods tonight. We're just having a look at some of her early stuff as a musician. So very cool.
Yeah, so this was actually on the snowfield.
Yeah, there's a couple in a row, isn't there, from the snowfields?
Yeah, so that was up at Lake Mountain, and I really wanted to shoot in the snow. I didn't know that it snowed in Victoria, and so I was really excited to find out that it was like not that far away to go and
Yeah, so
do.
many people don't know. I mean, I think um, I'm definitely getting that a lot now that I'm on Twitch and talking to people that are overseas, and a lot of people are just unaware that it snows in Australia at all. Like their vision of
Yeah,
Australia is so like not that. And they're like, oh yeah, it snows not far from us here.
yeah, I was so excited. I didn't know. I met a guy up in Townsville who was a pro skier in Australia, and I was like, "Are you lost? Like, where do you pro ski in Australia?" And he was in Falls Creek, and that
Falls
was how I
Creek,
first
yeah.
found out about it. That was yeah, I was like 15 or
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, we
Absolutely,
used to
maybe
go
in
to
Tasmania.
we used to go to Mount Buffalo a bit as kids, which was like the closest to us because I grew up in Shepparton. But yeah, Falls Creek, and there's a few pretty good snowfields in Victoria.
Yeah,
Very cool.
this was in front of the Macedon Dam, and
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's
the
really
I'm
cool.
wearing stuff by Atal, who I still wear stuff from Atal. That's been another
Mm.
thing, like working with designers as opposed to uh, doing like I do a lot of my own styling and have done the last
Mm.
like 5 years. But working with Anthony at Atal, he just layers things in really awesome ways. Like you can have a jacket that kind of can be worn 5 different ways and they last for years and years, and they're made in Collingwood here in Melbourne. So um, yeah,
um,
it's always really fun to work with him because it's like kind of you're supporting the makers and like getting like that's all
yes,
Atal.
yes,
That
yeah.
plate, kind of like
Mm.
early armor that was up at Lake Mountain too.
Gab was saying that your stage outfits are always really great, which it always ties in really nicely to this whole aesthetic that you've got going on, both what you perform in and what you get your press shots done in and stuff as well. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. The stage stuff I used to, I feel I'm finally just starting to wear pants. Like that's so much better to wear
Yeah.
pants on stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, wearing in the first few tours, it was all like these big dresses and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's cool, but it's like it's hard to move around.
Yeah.
Got
Totally.
entangled a few times.
And so what do you like, Wolfie? What up? Welcome to the crew. Thanks for joining the chat. What do you look for, I guess, when you're, like you said, you met one of the photographers at a party and there's others that you've worked with before. Like, what do you look for in someone that you're going to, I guess, collaborate with? And then what happens on shoot, or what vibes do you get to what, like, I guess, continue those relationships
Hmm.
to work with those people.
Yeah, I think there's definitely now with things like Instagram or like your website and things, you can see previous work and kind of know like sort of what to kind of expect. But also having like catch ups with people where you kind of show a bunch of references or a bunch of things, and if they're like really excited about it or like they have ideas to bring to the table, that's always really fun. Like I've worked with a bunch of photographers from the start, but throughout that there's been a whole like Becky Moss from New Zealand was she really liked my music and she's a photographer, and we met over in New Zealand, did some shoots where she was like, I really want to shoot you on this black sand beach, and like I'd never met her, just saw her work on Instagram. I was like, yeah, this is cool. We went for a drive for about an hour, went to this beach and took all these beautiful photos that then we used for stuff, and then she came to Melbourne and we did some shoots. So I think there's definitely like the friendship quality and like being on the same page, but there's also that kind of proactive I'll deliver this, or we were talking just before we started the stream where like just being really upfront with like, I would really like to get this many photos in this style, and having that really upfront communication before it, just because I work with my friends a lot, it's really important to me to do that so it doesn't get a bit, I don't
Not
know.
blurring those lines of like,
Yeah.
I think that's such a great point to touch on, actually, because my experience would definitely be like the majority of people that I work with now are my friends, and just being
Mm.
confident enough to have those conversations, because like it is a business and you still need to be professional I think it's really encouraging to hear that you really appreciate that as well, because I think people can be really nervous about those conversations. But it's just like, you know, if your friend was like, I don't know, any other business thing and you had to go see them for something, you know, they were a mechanic and you had to go get their car fixed or whatever, there wouldn't be a weird conversation about, you know, how much is it to get my car fixed? I know, probably a really bad example, but like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why this playlist keeps stopping. Stopping. I want to play the music. There we go. But yeah, it's just that, I don't know, it's like someone just said woods in the woods, which is Sir Jack, can't tell, that's so funny. It's just weird, I think, as artists that we feel strange about that stuff, but it's just like, it's our job. Like, this is what I do, this is my career. So you can't be weird about that stuff. It's just like, it is what it is, you know?
There's that like triangle as well, isn't there? Whether it's like you can either get it cheap or on time or quality or something. I don't know. I didn't explain it well. But it's like you can only have two. You can't
I'm
have
going
all
to
three.
show a couple of stuff that we shot together as well while you're talking about this. So this is a shoot that we did for Her Sound, Her Story. And this was the first day we met as well.
Yeah.
And you came to my house, which is here where I'm streaming from. And we shot really close. We shot to a spot that I walked past and I was like, oh, that'd be really cool for a shoot. And then I don't know why I put you and this location together, but when you rocked up with this outfit, it just like, it's one of those times where it just was like, I can't believe that happened, because it works so well. It was kind of unplanned, but planned.
So amazing what you did with the like nature around it, how it's purple. Because it was like quite purple on the day, but you made it so nice and vivid.
Yeah, it was there was a purple tinge to it, but I definitely pushed that in post, I guess. This was the image that we ran with, the second one. So this was the actual exhibition image, and the one that ended up being the billboard. It was like a massive billboard of you. Do you remember which venue? Which venue?
It was at Bakehouse.
At the Bakehouse. Okay, cool, awesome. So for those who don't know, we had billboards printed all across Melbourne with the project images. They were massive, like huge billboards. So that was very, very exciting. But yeah, it was just one of those. The other thing too is like we shot in golden hour and we were running out of light. So it's another one of those situations where we really had a very, very short period of time to shoot. And I was just really, the makeup took a little bit longer than I expected. But then it was, I was just so glad that I was shooting with you. So, classics in the chat too.
Like, that was it. And it was like, oh.
Yeah, let's go.
Memory. We were like, that's it.
Yeah, we're good. I think we shot for about 15 minutes. Just want to say what up to Classic. I just saw in the chat. So good to see you. Yeah, we literally shot for about 15 minutes. We were running out of light really quickly, but that's what I was going to say. I was so glad that I was shooting with you, because you just like nailed it. You're like, yep. And I was like, yeah, we got it. We're good. It was so good. I'm going to show some of the, this is the black and white one that I used yesterday for promo, but I love this shot of you. And I think too, it was seeing a lot of your, previous stuff. It was easy to go to that black and white world because I'd seen that of you, if that makes sense. I'd seen you with this like aesthetic. But I'll show some of the other proofs that nobody would have seen before. There was some other cool stuff that I'll just quickly flick through them. We'll do a little flick through, but talk about who was the designer of this? I can't remember who the designer was. This outfit was like latex. Like full latex.
It's there's a designer called Artilia Harlem who I met through doing a parade for the White House School of Design. Chadwick do their end of year kind of fashion show. And I saw it hanging up on the rack. Like I was going through all of the different designers' clothes when we were all like, we hadn't been paired with our outfits or anything.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool. And like, it was all spiky. There was a bodysuit. This was this was like a kind of jumper dress that he made stemming from that collection, but it was the one that I saw on the rack was this bodysuit that went down, and it was kind of like bike shorts, and it's a bit of a wedgie, but I saw it and was like, this is the best outfit, like I love it. And then he like eyed me off and was like, you're wearing it, and was like really excited, and we just both just got along really, really well from that strange moment of like just the outfit brought us together. And
it's so funny that can happen sometimes. It's like instant bonding. Like you're wearing that, and yes, now we work together all the time.
He did a bunch of different styling for like different film clips, and he's had his work in so many different places and sent stuff out to big pop stars in America, and works in like all different colors, not just the black. He does like pink and purples and greens. And I think he just found his niche with latex, where it's really hard to seam it and do all of the like sewing essentially, but it's hot and making sure that it doesn't tear. And
there's
I think
such a small percentage of the population that could ever wear this as well.
I don't even know, like that's where you'd wear it, is like a shoot with
it's a shoot for 5 minutes.
Yeah, or like on a red carpet where it's like, well, that's interesting. Or you could wear part of it, like there's skirts and tops, and like I think his he does these neck collar things that are very popular, more as an accessory.
Yeah, I could totally see that, rather than the whole, because it's a whole process to get that stuff on. Like it's not just easy. Yeah,
at first he was using like some kind of natural like lube, because it's for like it's an oil for the clothes, and then he got some kind of specific latex stuff. But whenever you get one of his outfits, it's like it comes with a little bottle.
It comes with it.
Yeah, because you have to shine it before you go out. I don't know where you're going, but you have to.
Yeah. Yes, Jack. That's why they're proofs and they're not finals. They don't make the cut. They don't make the cut if the hands are cut off. Yeah, it's cool actually. I haven't looked at these in ages. I was like pulled it up today. I was like, oh, there's some really great shots in here. It's so interesting when you do shoots like this, and there's, we were shooting specifically for one photo, so it's like you kind of know when you've got the money shot, and then the rest are just like, oh, nobody's ever gonna see those photos. It's a bit of a shame, but
yeah, I don't know. With photographers, I don't know how you guys can make selection processes with it. Like, I guess you just get to a point where you're just like,
this was pretty obvious. Like for me, like this was the money shot. Like it was immediate. Like that's the shot.
That's why.
Yeah, it's just like boom. Yeah, like Ash just said, you get to a point of yay and nay. It just becomes like almost subconscious. You don't become like super attached to stuff. I certainly find that now anyway. The hardest thing is when you're working with people and they choose different ones than you're really excited about. That could be heartbreaking.
Delicate.
I mean, because I work with musicians pretty much exclusively, I feel differently about this than other photographers. So because the image of you is so closely associated with your music and your brand, so it's actually less about me as an artist and about my preference. I can totally, try and lead a certain way if I think something's stronger, but at the end of the day, like I would always give the final say to the artist, because it's like it's your brand, it's your project. So yeah, that's how it works with me. But Classic said, I wish I could see proofs from my shoot. Do people not give you proofs, Classic? I always give proofs. It's like, let's have a look at some of your other photos, by the way. BTS.
Oh yeah. So I did a shoot that I was really excited for and I did a lot of planning for, which was for a song called How Long I'd Wait. And it was this crazy red dress which Anthony from Metal created out of like a bunch of different dresses. And there's Jordan down at the bottom there,
Down
and
here.
Nadine on the hairdryer,
Ah,
and
Nadine. Oh my
Chloe
god.
over filming. Yeah, Nadine
I
is an angel.
I work with Nadine all the time. She's like
She's
probably
so good.
my number one preference of what the hell? Classic. We need to talk about this. You've never been given proofs?
Oh,
I
that's no good.
That's no good. No, I always shoot with an artist. I give them proofs, and then they get to choose the finals, and then the finals are the ones that I retouch. That's just my process always. That's so strange that someone wouldn't. I mean, I've heard of that happening before. It's not my process at all. Like, I definitely feel like I want, I want the artist to be really, really happy with the shots that they choose. And sorry, continue about this amazing shoot because it looks so good. I really want to hear about it.
I know. Yeah, there's someone's shot at Establishment Studios, which is in Fitzroy, and it's in this old like church which they just painted white. And I saw that backdrop, which is they have those in-house in
Oh
that
wow.
studio. And there's a whole bunch of they do stuff with like David Jones and the kind of like furniture shops and stuff where like you bring in your furniture and shoot it in like fake rooms, which they can design.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was cool in that they have props and backdrops and things. And in previous releases, all of my stuff has been outdoors where I'm like sitting on a rock doing my makeup. So Nadine and I were laughing that we get a chair with lights and stuff. Very glamorous.
Totally. Oh my god, that's amazing. This dress is just phenomenal.
So good. Anthony is so good. Yeah, it's a bunch of different stuff. It's a backwards dress actually. But it had this kind of corset bit, which was really lovely. But yeah, you couldn't really wear it as its own thing.
Niall, I don't know why my guest command's not working because I literally just fixed that before the stream. But our guest tonight is Woods. She's a music artist from Melbourne. We're just going through some of her shoots that she's done to create some of her imagery, which is very cool. Thank you so much. Rad. I'm going to hydrate right now. So Nadine also does a lot of the stuff for Rule as well. So all of the recent stuff that we did in between lockdown, we basically did like 6 weeks of shooting for Rule for all of the stuff that's coming out now. So I got to see her in that. Cool. Yeah, it was actually really amazing, and I think the only thing that's actually kept me sane was that we were able to do that in between those harsh lockdowns that we're in at the moment. But yeah, this is my god, I can't get off this dress. So yeah, this is another one.
I'd wondered how you'd gotten all of that. Like I was like, they must have shot it like last year.
No, so while stage 3 was still happening, but before we went to stage 4, we had to get special permission to do it. But basically, the whole team isolated together, and we shot all of the photo content, and then we did the music video, and then all of the Rule Vision content that's coming out now, which was like a whole nother like 2 weeks of shooting. And the day that we finished, like the day that Rule went back to Sydney, was the day we went into stage 4. So it would have been like everything would have had to shut down, but we like literally got it done the night before. It was just crazy how that all happened. But
that's so cool. Congratulations! Yeah. That's like
thank you.
Huge.
Like congratulations to the team. Well done. Yeah.
That's so cool.
This is like, I can't get over how phenomenal this looks, and it's lit so perfectly too. So it looks like stunning, like daylight. They've like that really bright. It looks like a tungsten light actually. Like it's a super bright light they've used on the side. It looks like it's coming through a window. It's really, really beautifully lit.
Yeah, it was kind of narrow. He just like a cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super clever.
And then he was shooting through some crystals as well.
Oh, cool.
For this one, which we put out a few of them, but it was really cool to even just put the crystals on like the backdrop. so that the trees were a little bit warped, not necessarily like the full crystal approach.
Yes. Yeah, Gab just said we stand crystals. We're big fans. We're big fans of the crystals and the fractals here in this community.
So good.
Oh
Me
my
too.
god. Yes. Oh my god, this dress. I'm dying. And oh my god, you look so good in red as well.
Thank you. I love red.
Oh, just beautiful. The designer, what's his name? Did you say it's Anthony?
Anthony, yeah. So
Yeah,
he's,
I know Anthony. He did
Oh, nice.
I mean, I don't know him really well. We are friends on Facebook, but we've got lots of mutual friends. But he was in one of the series of one of the design shows, I think, at some stage, like years ago.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
And I think it
yeah,
might have been the same season as someone that I know or something. But anyway, I don't know how we ended up being friends on Facebook. But let's have a look at the final shots, by the way, because they are something else. It's really good to see the behind the scenes and then see where you ended up with these photos. If you're friends on Facebook, you must be friends. Totally. We're totally friends. This is phenomenal, this image.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's the crystal. So it's kind of like
super subtle.
Too much.
Yeah.
Because we did have it on the body a bit more, but it's nice to just... And I love the blue in the middle.
Yeah, totally. This is when crystals and fractals and stuff are used really well. When you first get them, you get like really excited and you totally overuse them, but they're actually way better when you use them really subtly. This is a perfect... Yeah. Yes, Gab said subtle is key. It's like you get one for Christmas and you're like, off you go, and you like use it for everything. But this is the way to use them. This is like so stunning and so perfect. So I love it.
Definitely. I love your print emoji.
Yes. It's for we do creative challenges on Sunday, and it's basically our version of clapping is if you appreciate it so much that you'd want a print of it. So,
I love that.
Yeah. So they're all telling you that they would love a print of this right now. So yeah. Oh, this is stunning. Oh my god. Yeah, prints in the chat. Exactly.
That was my hero shot. Yeah. It was one of the first photos of the day, and I was like, oh, good. Because we only needed one for the cover artwork, and the rest were just kind of like to promote the single. And I went in having 5 different looks, just knowing now that it's better to have more than just go in and get the one cover and leave. Like, we're using them for like press and for
all the publicity around that you've got options. It's interesting that you said this is one of the first shots of the day, because this looks like something that would have been one of the last shots of the day once you were warmed up. And Mahidus, thank you so much for joining the chat. But you're such a professional at this stuff. It's just like you walk in and you're like, bam, we're done. We've got the hero shot. So
I think, good. Well, like everyone, it was a good little super team of people, and I think, like, having the tool and just being able to like throw it up in front.
Yes.
And still, I think it was just really close to the camera, but it kind of just came together really quickly. And from memory, I was just wearing like that was a top with some tulle on it. Like it didn't really work as a top,
as a full outfit or whatever. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Glow said every creative ever is overused, get bored, never use, and then just use it subtly.
Absolutely.
Just so
that's
true
as well.
Yeah, well he's a music producer, so he definitely would feel that vibe. Totally. And Sir Jack said you definitely have a strong camera energy, which I completely agree with. Like there's something those blue steel looks definitely work really well. Get those expressions going. I definitely want to talk to... We'll keep flicking through these images. They're so beautiful. But we've got a little bit more time with you. And also, if you've got any specific questions for Elle, chuck them in the chat. We'll get to them. I want to talk to you about Twitch. You started streaming as well when COVID hit. There was, oh, hi, Asia, so good to see you. How long do you have? Oh, well, it's, I don't know how long Elle wants to hang around, but at least another 15 minutes I think will be good.
Yeah.
Let us know about, why you started streaming, how you're finding it, and also, can you explain the Minecraft thing and how that's relating to your release? Because I just would love people to understand how that's working.
Definitely. I can show you here. I'll go YouTube. Yeah, maybe if you you could play the trailer without the sound.
Ah, yeah, totally.
That could be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you pop the link in Discord, I'll just show you a few more of these images. Actually, just pop it in the chat, in the Twitch chat.
Oh, nice. Do you have links? Links are okay?
Yeah, links are okay.
So
cool.
that, and we did a lyric video in it too, which is kind of cute. That's this one.
All right.
Here we go. So, I really wanted to do Twitch for ages, and I was so excited to see you. You started streaming like pretty early in the lockdown, and it was really cool to see like.
That was my my not being on mute. So I'll just put it on mute, and
yeah, that's okay.
I'll just. Will this work? Yes, it will. Maybe I'll turn. Oh no, it should be fine. All right. So this is the Minecraft experience. I was blown away when I saw this. By the way, I don't really understand Minecraft, but yeah, I'll let you explain.
So I've got an album, my first album coming out next month in November, and whenever I write music, I usually think of like I'm in like a forest, or I'm in like a special faraway land, or like it's quite visual for me, and so when lockdown happened, I had this kind of idea to build the whole record in Minecraft, where the album's called Crystal Ball. So that's in the very middle of the whole village is this giant crystal ball, and then
I'm just gonna play that again. By the way, I'll play it one more time.
So that's like. And I worked with Ruben, who did the Splendor in the Grass Minecraft. So he came into it as a film director, who it was really great to collaborate with him, where like we were doing photo shoots in Minecraft, where he was like, walk towards me, go back and forwards and over here. And like, it felt like we were like hanging out in real life, and we still haven't met in real life.
But, oh my God, I love that.
Like all together, and with all these time lapses, and everyone kind of has helped bring it to life, and it's definitely just been one of the absolute highlights of my week, is like building this with my community. So yeah, he's like behind me being like,
so you've been streaming while you've been building this with your community.
Yeah, so it made a lot of sense to use Twitch as like sort of a place to stream the builds. And so on Sundays we do a big communal build. So each song I have like in my Discord, like this week we're building like a castle, and we need this and this. We like, what are some key points of this village? And then people will come in 24/7 and add different bits, because we have people from overseas and around Australia who are all adding their little bits. And
you've had like music artists as well come in and build bits. I don't understand. I've never ever like played Minecraft, so I don't like. I came when there's a couple of times I've come in when my friends are on your stream and to say hello, and but I don't really know what's going on. It's fun to watch for a bit.
Yeah, I feel there's like, it is interesting where from my music sort of community that doesn't do Minecraft, it's kind of like, man, Elle is lost in a vortex.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
Like, it's fine, man. Like, I can't tour, but I'm in Minecraft now.
Yeah, I mean, this is my world. This is it.
But the fans that do get Minecraft are like, they love it so much.
Love it, yeah.
It's really special to kind of, like, you feel like facing avatars. It's like, oh, we're hanging out in like kind of this real world.
Yes.
I just saw in the chat, we're in creative mode. We're turning to survival as soon as the album's out. But creative mode was a decision that we made pretty early on where the world is all about building a lot. So it would be a lot of gameplay to collect all the resources to make these. So in creative, it's kind of like cheating, but it's also extremely like fun and liberating to be able to use whatever blocks you want. But yeah, survival mode would mean that I would have to go and mine some stone, turn it into bricks, and then turn it into a wall, and that process would take a long time to explain. But yeah, the artist builds, we've had Morat in, Alice Ivy.
That was
Eilish
the one that I
in.
saw. Was actually, I think I've seen all of those. I saw Eilish. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and Dadiri and Montaigne, where like each challenge, it's like for Morat and Alice Ivy, it was Bling Bling Castle, where it had to be like really ritzy and like Paris Hilton would live there, which I didn't expect having the crystal ball world. But then for Montaigne and Dadiri, it was building a castle, and Eilish and Roy, it was a secret lair on an island. So we kind of like give them little specific tasks, and each artist has an hour to build, and most of them have never played Minecraft. So it's usually pretty funny or really surprising, because they usually just like Morat was so good, and she played for about, I don't know, an hour.
Oh wow.
Came in, crushed it.
Yeah, I love Annalise is looking at my face going, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just looking at going, oh, it's so cool to look at. I have no concept of like what is actually happening, but I'm like loving it. It's like, it's not, it's just awe is the expression that you're seeing. Ash, was it Ash that asked how...
That castle was made by like one of our builders in 3 days, which is just like probably one of our best builders.
Wow. Arcia just said, how much time did you guys spend? Has this been like, you know, a 5-month process doing all of this stuff?
I just celebrated my 2-month Twitch anniversary.
Ah, yay!
I think.
It feels like it's longer than 2 months. Wow. I feel like you were there from the start, but maybe like a few months later.
Yeah, I started in July, like mid-July. It took me a little while to set up my laptop properly and get the tech stuff sorted.
Glow Beaten in the chat, who's asking these amazing questions, which I'll get to in he is the person that has done all of that for me, because I am really, really, really terrible at that stuff. So I'm really bad at it. It's a whole process of people who don't know. Yeah, people who. I mean, I'm not techie at all, so it's very, very difficult for me. But even if you are, I think it takes a little while to get your head around just how Twitch works and all of that stuff.
Definitely, it's a whole learning experience. Like I've only just sort of in the last 2 weeks learned about channel points.
Oh yes.
And,
channel points
which is
so
awesome
fun.
to see your community.
Yeah, totally.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a really great way to get your community involved in, you know, your stream, which is fun.
Outfit change.
Speaking of which, well, I need to go change my outfit. You're gonna have to entertain the stream for 2 minutes.
Hello everyone.
Art by Mo, what up? And Jetta says hello to everybody in the chat as well. Jetta has her own emote, so whenever Jetta makes an appearance, there's Jetta emotes in the chat. So I'll just give me 2 seconds. I shall put on a new outfit.
So cute. Oh, you have Jetta emotes. I love it. Probably the cutest dog I've ever seen in real life. It's very, very cute. How are you guys doing? There was a question with music. As a songwriter, do you hear the lyric idea first and manipulate it to the melody, or do you hear the melody to find a lyric to match the mood emotion? I've had a couple songs where I just sort of scat sing into, like, make the melody, and then sort of when I listen back to the melody, I can pull out specific words. I did a song with Cosmos Midnight where it's called Confidence, and it was really late at night. It was about like 12 a.m. or like around that time, and I had done like a bunch of different writing sessions with them, and I literally just was like, bah, bah, bah. Like it was just mumbles, and then I did one more take of it, just trying to pull words out of it. And that song, it's just kind of like I can try and find it. It's the opener of their previous album, but they left it exactly how it was, which was just literally a thread of thought. Here we go. Share, copy link. So I've done it that way. Here we go. Which is one of the rare times of it actually working that quickly. But other times I work on lyrics for a really long time.
I love that.
Oh, sorry.
Because you're a streamer, you just took that was so natural. Like you just were like, oh, let's have a look at the questions in the chat. Let's go. I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, you have a lovely community.
I know, they're amazing. They're really, really, I'm so lucky. They're so awesome. Such amazing people. I'll call you pop that track in there. I think there was another question a little bit earlier from Glow as well. Name 3 tools in your creative toolbox. It says VIST, instrument, effect, or other that you feel are critical to your workflow.
Oh, critical to my workflow. I mean, number one.
Gab. So saying goodbye to Gab. Oh, VST. Thank you, Glow. Wasn't sure what that meant. VST.
Oh, VST. Is that like, as in my main VSTs or my main bits of equipment? Was this part of the previous one?
It was one. It said name 3, whether it be VST or instrument or effect or anything else. But what are 3 things that you just think are quite critical to your workflow?
I definitely like Valhalla Reverb is like really good and really cheap as a plugin, and I use a bunch of their different plugins. They have a really good delay one and a few different like ones where they put you in different spaces. I also definitely use a lot of the Sound Toys library of plugins. They're on most of my songs, which they're just really great. And I also use Native Instruments Complete, which I feel like previously we were talking about how like you have a tool and then you use it a lot and then you're like, I'm over it, I'll suddenly use it, I'm done. I kind of like that with that library. But one that I found recently, I've been using a lot of Spitfire, which they make these really beautiful sound libraries, and they have one called Labs, which is free, which is really cool. Like it's all of these really beautiful sounds. I mean, my next purchase is Omnisphere, which is like crazy amount of sounds, but I really want it for, there's like barking cello and these really cool bells and choirs. And I've definitely, another thing I use a lot that isn't a VST, but I definitely use Splice a lot. That's a really great tool. Oh, you have Omnisphere. Man, you have everything.
He's got everything.
So
I was about to say, he's literally just got everything. Which I'm not surprised knowing Glow, so. That's so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool. On my album, I worked with one of my hero producers called Alex Sommers, and like he was using a lot of the presets from Logic, which I used to make a lot of my music, and it was cool to see that like a lot of, like you can use what is inbuilt, and it's sort of what you do with it. And Logic has so many great sounds that are absolutely free, so that's cool. Because sometimes you can go into a vortex of like, I need this to then reach this new level, or like I need this to be inspired, but it's like there's a lot of really great things in there.
Awesome. I think there was one more album of stuff that I wanted to the cover. Yeah, let's look at that.
Okay. I've started doing music streams actually, Globe Beat
Just call him Globe.
I did one the other day in Ableton. Globe, cool. Yeah, like that's definitely what I want to keep doing.
Yeah,
Once
you're doing
Minecraft
more where
is
you're
moving
like actually producing on stream. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because that's sort of what I initially wanted to do in on Twitch, but like Minecraft has taken over a little bit for the interim.
We're looking at some of these behind the scenes shots for your crystal ball shoot at the moment. I think Jetta just wants to have a cuddle. I forgot that you'd met Jetta. She would have been really little, I think. She would have been like a babe, like really, really, really little. I think we just got her when you came to visit. She's still little, but she's just a bit fatter.
The cutest dog ever seen.
Yeah, she's very sweet. She's still here. Calvin's still hanging out too. They're doing great. We're just looking at these behind the scenes shots. This looks like there's a lot of outfits here. Are these outfit options here?
Yeah, they were options. So on the left, it's stuff from Anthony, and on the right, it's stuff. Mads Colvin, who I worked with a lot on my album, she's a medieval specialist and a LARPer in Melbourne, and I've gotten her in to do a lot of the creative styling for the record, where it's all in armor and wearing like these epic full kits, where it's like full armor is wild.
I've never met a full LARPer before, like an actual LARPer. I've seen them, but I've seen them in the wild.
They're so lovely. The community there is really beautiful. That's been a great part of this year, as I've got to know the LARPing community a lot better in Melbourne, and just the dedication to the costumes.
I've seen them at is it Carlton Park or something, when they're actually LARPing, and when you just see it without context, right? So you're just driving past.
Yeah,
it's wait, what is going on right now? Do people know what we're talking about, by the way? What does LARPing stand for? Is it live action role play?
Live action role play.
Yeah. So they dress up in
full kit.
Yeah.
But they wear they have different banners, kind of like Warhammer. So different groups will have colors and flags and specific weapons for their group, and the way that the battles work is there'll be ones that are similar to Capture the Flag, but there's a game master every week that draws up a map for everyone to do the fight on. It's I've gone pretty deep into it this year.
Yeah, I'm just
exactly.
I've only just
what is this? I love this.
What is actually going on? Matt, they're dressed up in full medieval outfits, and when you see them at Carlton Park, they just look like they're battling. They're just they've got swords and whatever, and they're fully just having a battle in the middle of a football oval. So you're just what is going on? But it's a serious thing. They take it really, really seriously, and they've got full this is the armor stuff, swords. They're just kitted out they are, Yeah.
I feel there's definitely in role models, or often it's seen as being this sort of, I don't know, it's not seen in a positive light in some media, I feel, because it's kind of that seems kind of nerdy. But what I've found from it is I've met a bunch of people who they're married to their partner that they met through LARPing 7 years ago, and every Friday they go out and fight with their group of friends in their war banner that they really frequently. It's a really,
it's any community, It's I guess from the outside, you're just what the hell? But if you're in the community, it's a really beautiful, fulfilling community of people that just happen to dressing up in medieval times and having little. It's anything. It's the gaming community. People might on the outside think it's just all nerds and stuff, and there's lovely people in there, Yeah. So cool.
Oh, it sounds like I was talking. But that's Jordan and Nadine. Oh, and this was getting the
Can I play it?
What do you call it? Chainmail off.
Oh.
I didn't know this, but you put just in case you want further education chat.
Yeah, I love this. I'm about it. You have to put something on your head.
A bag.
Gonna put a bag over your head. That's so funny. And this is how you get it off?
Yeah, so you have to shimmy it off, and like you don't want it stuck in your hair.
Wow.
So-
Oh yes. I feel like did it still get, oh no, you're right.
A little bit. It got a little bit caught in the bottom of my hair.
Yeah, I feel like that could be painful if it got caught in there for too long.
Yeah.
It could be a real issue.
Yeah, Mads is like, she's like a LARPing influencer. Like her Instagram is huge, but like she has so much armor. And like when she comes to any of the shoots, like her and Kieran, her husband, they have like crates and crates of armor, and everything's organized. And like definitely if you ever need armor accessories or medieval experience,
she's the lady to go to. I feel like it'll come up for something. It'll be like a video clip or something that we're doing, and I'll be like, I know. I'll go speak to Woods, and she'll have the person for us. You know.
Happy to be the middleman.
This shot's so great.
Yeah. So that's my album cover, and it's
good.
in the same banner, like nature thing, and it wasn't as heavy. I put I saw it was in 9gag, and there was like someone who was like, this wouldn't even protect her. Your hair would get stuck in your armor. Like, you wouldn't use the long sword.
Oh my god!
And I was like, oh.
Oh wow. But I look really dope, so that would be my add to that. That's really funny though that they take it that seriously. That it's like, you know. She wouldn't be like this. You would never do that. Her hair, why is her hair down? Like, you definitely look like you would. Do you do any acting? You look like you should definitely act as well. It just suit this era.
I've done a little bit. I did one ad. I got to drive a car for the Honda Jazz. That was my only acting gig.
I love that.
But I was just really like, I don't know. I think because my close friends in high school were the actors, and I was more into like doing like stage management and like getting them all their props. And, like, making the music for the you felt it. They were better than me. But
that era suits you so much. It's just like you were meant to be in that era. Like your whole aesthetic is very much that style. So it's really, really suits you. So cool.
You feel really boss. Like wearing leg armor. I didn't know. Oh, this look. Mads would be sad that I shared this, but she didn't like this styling.
That's cool.
Because you never wear. The vest is like what you attach your armor to. Mm-hmm. But we did like a choose your warrior inside the vinyl artwork. Where,
cool.
That look, and then there's like 3 other images that are like just.
I'll go through.
Yeah, similar.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
that
I like that one.
Sash.
I would wear that every day.
Yeah, that's. I could totally see you just going up to the shops, just popping up to the do some groceries.
Yeah, that's
especially now in isolation. You just need an excuse to wear anything other than like trackies.
Oh man, right now I'm like,
The only reason I get out of my trackies is to stream. And put makeup on. It's the only time. Like other than that, I'm wearing the same thing every day for the last 7 months.
Maybe like the realization we need to have is like trackies are really comfy. We just need fashionable trackies that are like. I don't think I'm ready to go back to jeans. I just don't think we should bring them back.
No, I've been wearing trackies as fashion like probably for the last 2 years, and because I'm like a massive like hip hop, like my whole aesthetic is like 90s hip hop. So when the like parachute kind of pants vibes came back in, that's all I wear, exclusively like parachute pants, trackies, in every different color, and that's my. And then usually a crop top or a crop hoodie. That's my vibe. That's what I wear. Oh my god, I love this photo, by the way. This is like, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So beautiful. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're now like.
What I've said is belt.
There you go. Sorry, love.
Oh no, it's okay. Oh, they were just like belts around my neck. They're not not necklaces.
They look amazing. Look so good. We've got 5 more minutes before I'll say goodbye. Do you have any other questions for Elle in the chat? Yeah, it's 5 or 6 years. Well, when I said 2 years, I was probably lying. I think it actually has been about 5 years. But the last 2 years specifically, because I've been touring so much. So like that's all I'm wearing on tour. It's like I'm just gonna make them look as cool as possible though. So that's the challenge, just to make them look cool.
Definitely. Yeah, parachute pants are like, that's a great vibe.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was a wide. I
love it.
Deleted
it.
it.
Oh, thank you, Ash. Is there one more shot? Let's have a look. Oh, this one's cool.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Final. Yeah, like that was just like a little shield. Yeah, it definitely makes me realize that if I were to go LARPing in armor, I would probably last about 20 minutes. And then I'd be like lying on the ground being like, it's too heavy.
Too heavy. But,
yeah,
Ash just said, are those fashion trackies? That's so funny. Oh, that's funny. They're like little culottes.
Yeah, they were pairing Ital stuff with some sweaters, and
so
Anthony
good.
owns those boots. He's like, the way that I met Anthony was we were doing this like fashion show thing for some like designers, and he was styling one of the other models, and he came in wearing like an all white suit with like high heeled white boots with like this crazy cool hairstyle, and I was like, who is he? Like, I've never seen such a fashionable man.
He's so fashionable. Oh my god.
So fashionable. And his hair's so long now. It's just very, very lovely.
Yeah. I always like just when he posts like what his random outfits are, they're just like just fabulous, you know, just going to the studio today and he's just wearing something fabulous.
I know. I don't like, how do you fit all those clothes in your wardrobe?
There's a lot there for sure. Did you see that question from Sir Jack in terms of local music that you listen to? I'm assuming you have lots of favourites.
Yeah, I mean, the Australian music community is definitely like pretty close knit, and like I listen to a lot of like, I don't know, like Morat, Cub Sport. Let me have a look.
It is very close knit. Like everybody is friends with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I really like discovering music, and like, yeah, kind of like monitoring what's kind of going on with albums and things. But I'd say a lot of the music that I mainly listen to is from the UK or like sort of Scandinavian like area, or like Icelandic music. But yeah, I always try and like listen to a lot of local music. Yeah, I'm like,
we have a new channel in Discord that just got, actually Jack was the one that suggested it for putting just stuff that we're all vibing at the moment, and it just went crazy. Everybody's been sharing local like local and international stuff, but it's been really cool just to see what everyone's listening to and get put onto new stuff. And
that's awesome.
Glow said you must be a Bjork fan.
I am, yes.
Yeah, she gives me anxiety.
And...
like full anxiety. I can't listen to her at all.
I think I was actually talking to someone maybe yesterday about Bjork, where I love her so much as an innovator and someone who's just always pushing the boundaries and like doing 360 film clips before other people, you know. She's always just like
ahead of the curve. Yeah,
to the point where like people don't get it.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate that aspect of her. She's a full visionary, which is like, yeah, amazing. It's just like her music does give, I can't listen to it, actually gives me really bad anxiety. But I appreciate her as an artist. Like, I get it. It's just not for me musically, you know.
I feel like All Is Full of Love by Bjork is probably like one of the most accessible ones that she has. And maybe like there's a
Maybe.
few, but like I agree. It's more like buckle up, we're listening to Bjork now.
Yeah,
It's not like,
yeah.
like let's just chuck on this.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
but yeah, she's great. Sigur Rós are like my favorite band. I'm really enjoying the new Sylvanesso album. Um, Actually, one thing in our Discord, we did like a Spotify communal playlist. Maybe you
Actually,
could do.
yeah, well, even if you want to put if anybody from my community wants to join your Discord, I don't know if you want to chuck the link in. I definitely think there would be some
sure.
people that would be really interested in joining your community as well. So if you want to pop the link in.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Edit. Why did they make it so that it can expire?
I hate it so much.
I hate
Glow, tell us why they do that. It's so annoying. And it seems to expire like 5 minutes later. It's so annoying.
It's so wild. Yeah, the new Yonsei record is so good. I worked with Alex Sommers and met Yonsei when I was doing my album, and it was like I didn't have anything cool to say. It was really, really lovely, and we listened to Nicki Minaj. What's that like? All About That Bass?
All About the Bass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
About That Bass?
We were like driving around, and he put that on and like sang every word, and I was like, what?
Hey Parvin, thanks for joining us. Nice to see you here. So good to see you.
Yay. But yeah, that was definitely a special part of making this record.
So good. Cool. If there's no last questions, please thank Elle. You've been wonderful. It's been so good to chat to you. I'm going to hang around for a bit if you guys want to hang out a little bit longer, but we'll let Elle go. Thank you so much for being here. It's been really, really lovely to chat to you.
It's very nice.
Please follow she's Woods Music in the chat. Give her a follow. Go check out her streams. They're really fun. You can watch building Minecraft worlds, which I just sit there and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, but it's like super fun to watch anyway. So it's really, really great. But yeah, really appreciate you.
We'll have to set you up an account and get you roaming around.
I'm so anti-gaming. Everyone knows I'm so anti-gaming, but maybe for you, I might do that. I'll come and hang.
Maybe. Why are you anti-gaming?
I don't know. I just don't like them. I don't enjoy them.
Yeah.
Whenever there's gaming streams,
I feel like
Minecraft's the only one that, to be honest, that I've gone, this looks kind of interesting, and I will stick around and watch it for a bit. But if someone's playing like some shooting game or Fall Guys or something, I'm not a hater. I'm like, it's not for me. I have no judgment about anyone. I never played The Sims. No, I haven't really played anything. I played.
Sorry. Go.
Sim City, like in the 80s. Did anyone play the original Sim City? Because I'm so old. And I played NBA Hang Time. It's the only game I've ever really played. I'm just not. I've said this before in the stream. It's just, I get anxious if I'm. It's even with films. I don't watch a lot of films either. I don't really like sitting and doing stuff like that. I'd rather be doing other stuff.
Yeah, I really want to play Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yeah. There's heaps of people that play on here. I've seen Just Off the Six plays a lot. One of the other photographers that streams on here as well. So I've seen people play it. The ones that interest me are maybe the VR games. They look cool. That looks kind of cool.
I wasn't really that big into games until I saw this game called Horizon Zero Dawn, And I know Montaigne plays it a bunch as well, but it's like a female protagonist that it's like this kind of almost dystopian Nordic kind of world, and there's like robots and you can kind of override them and run through and pick herbs and stuff. And
yeah, Glow does tell me about this game. He's told me about it before.
it's really
I
good.
still don't know if I will like it.
It's honestly got me into PS4, and then from there there's a game called Journey, and it's like super peaceful and pretty quick. You can get through it really quick.
Have you played Hellblade? Matt Hickey asked.
I haven't played Hellblade. I'll put it on my list.
Yeah.
I have it in my Discord. I have like game recommendations. So
oh, there you go. There's another one.
There. I've been playing Fall Guys and I'm really rubbish at it. So I don't.
That's the one. That's the one that.
So popular.
It just no. It's a no from me.
It's very
It's so. It just. I can't take people that are playing that. I'm like. Grown-ass adults playing this game. I just can't. I just can't. It's the one that I'm just like, guys, what is going on? Yeah, I know TLD plays. Every time he plays, I like bounce, like catch.
Yeah,
it's not ageism. It's like I'm the old one.
Time.
Exactly. That's. I don't want to say that because I don't want to offend anyone. It is just a complete waste of time, and I have issues with that. It's my issues with needing to be productive. So like it's a psychological thing I probably need therapy for. So just it's not everybody can waste all the time that they like. I have no judging. I'm not judging. It's just for me, not for me.
Yeah, I think gaming can be really beautiful and like meditative and like lovely. It's unfortunate that I feel like a lot of games are kind of marketed in a different light, but like
I mean, so many people play them, so there must be something that's amazing about them. So
yeah, it's very immersive and cool, and like games like Horizon Zero Dawn have this epic storyline that's been written with like a whole backstory, and yes, Last of Us is so good but really scary.
Scary.
Yeah, it's been like pretty hectic. It's probably not what you need in a pandemic, but yeah, I agree with the toxic communities and like things like I don't know, like I played a bit of Call of Duty and stuff, and I'm just like, it's not really. And even like streaming as a girl on it, it's just kind of like, damn, I don't know.
I mean, my husband's made a has made a documentary about gaming, which is why I know about Twitch. And he had to go into that, all of the super toxic stuff. And some of the stuff that he told me, he interviewed this girl that was like, I can't remember her name, but she was like the first female on like this real, like a big esports team or whatever. And just, oh my God, just the stories, like hearing her interview about like what she had to actually go through and the stuff, like the death threats, and they were like, people were saying to her, like, the team's gonna pass you around and just all like have sex with you and stuff, like just really gross stuff, like, you know, you're gonna be the friggin' bike of the team or whatever, just like so great. And she's also black, so she got like a lot of just gross racist shit as well. That stuff that's not a vibe. I'm trying to change the colours in here right now. There we go.
I mean, some of my first gaming experiences was playing Halo with like at a LAN party, and it was like I was like the token girl, and it was like all these guys just being teenage boys, and I was like, you know what? I think I hate this.
Yeah,
but then, like,
that would definitely
being
put
a bit older
people
and
up.
like, I think it is changing, and like there's a lot of like female streamers that I follow that are playing games that is just sweet, but
Well, the other good thing about Twitch is just finding the communities outside of gaming as well, which I don't watch any game streams, but finding the creatives and the DJs and the photographers and all, like, I love hanging out in streams and like hang out with mates, and like that's my way of connecting with people during lockdown and relaxing, and all the things that people say that they like, you know, like to do with gaming, I like to do hanging out in other people's streams. Like that, it's so fun
Definitely.
when you have like a bunch of people. Like the other day we went, I think I went like the whole day on Saturday, just from stream to stream to stream. It was all like the same people just like raiding the next stream and hanging out, and everybody knows each other, and there's all like, you know, in jokes, and like it's just so much fun. So I love that. Like that's, you know, so I'm not gaming, but I'm like still, I don't know, I'm still
The
here.
community's so
The community. Yeah.
definitely. I think like as opposed to things like Instagram and stuff, the idea that you could raid and be like, let's keep the party going somewhere else, and
Yes,
like let's go
yes.
discover something together and have that collective experience. It's like
Raids are my favorite
it's
thing ever. Or just to show
so
your
good.
community somebody else that you know you've really vibed on. And you know, I love on Sundays we always raid Mafia, who's like a Melbourne DJ, a really good friend of mine, and it's just like you continue the party. Like it's like the after party. We can't actually have an after party at the moment, so let's like hang out in cool
like
streams.
kick-ons.
Yeah, kick-ons, exactly,
Right.
exactly. Jack was just saying I didn't know that Twitch had other things till I started watching MGH. Well, I'm glad that I was able to teach you. Why is my Spotify? Why does it keep stopping? And hello, Sam. Sam's in the chat. Sam's another music streamer, Elle.
Fun.
You guys definitely should follow each other. Sam is so amazing. He does piano streams. He's an amazing, amazing piano player, and he just actually released an album. It's really, really beautiful. But he also he's just got a beautiful community, and he plays games on stream and marbles and stuff like that. His community is so, so, so awesome. So, and Sam, this is Woods. She's an incredible music artist and also streams as well. So everybody needs to follow each other.
Yay! I just followed you, Sam.
Yay! Parvin's saying I'm getting into Twitch too, pretty much because of you, Michelle. I love that, Parvin. Parvin and I are due to do a shoot really soon. We're supposed, as soon as lockdown is out, Parvin and I are shooting. It's just like first on my list. I've got to try and do it before I go to Sydney. I've got to go to Sydney for some rule stuff too, so I've got to do that in between. Which I'm actually so excited about, leaving Melbourne. I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, but
oh my God.
that's going to be brutal. But to be able to shoot something is like, that's the only thing that I can focus on at the moment, because I don't know what's going to happen with these restrictions. I don't know if we're going to meet these targets that we're supposed to meet.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're supposed to get to under 5 cases a day, and we're at, the average is 10. And it just doesn't feel like, Ash just said it's not looking good. So like,
No.
I honestly had like a breakdown yesterday. The first real breakdown that I had, because we had like 15 cases, and I was like, we're not getting out of lockdown. Like I was just really looking forward to like, cool, the 26th I'll be able to shoot again and stuff, and like I just don't know if that's gonna happen. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, Parvin, I'm
Yeah,
so.
I definitely had a lot of cries.
Yeah, I had a big cry yesterday, and then I went to see. Because my husband's actually away. I think part of that is that my husband's away now. He's in Budapest for 2 months. So I think that, you know, the fact that he's away now, and I got that news and was just like, that friggin' sucks. So I've got bubble buddies now. I've got a bubble buddy, which is actually two rules manager, a rules videographer, my 2 like best friends. So I just went to hang out with them yesterday, and I was just like, it just made everything better. It was like we were on tour, and it was just fun and just being stupid. So that made it better, just to be able to go see some friends, because I haven't been able to do that either. So, sending lots of love to you, Parvin. We'll hopefully, and Jack and Ash, they're all in Melbourne. Sam's in Melbourne as well. So there's a bunch of us that have been in lockdown for 7 months, except for the
So wow.
six weeks that we had in between. It's really hard. Like, I think only Melbourne people can understand it. Like, we have one of, I don't know if it's the longest, one of the strictest lockdowns in the world, and it's really interesting talking to people that are outside. Like, that you just can't comprehend it. Like, and I am a really, really, really positive person. Like, I don't have depression. I don't really have any mental health issues at all. I've never suffered from any of that stuff before. And like yesterday, I was like, if I'm feeling like this, like shit is getting rough, guys. Like we're hitting some walls. Melbourne people and like Twitter everyone was saying the same thing. Everyone was like, we have reached breaking point because I think everyone's been so compliant. Everyone's just gone along with it, and we're like, you know, we're nearly there. And then it's just like, it just feels like we're not. And it just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, that even like when it starts peeling back, it's hard to know like what that will mean for our work. And
yeah,
like, I don't know. Yeah, we had like a potential gig offer come through from New South Wales because they seem like they're back.
Yeah, they're back.
And then it was like, you can only
you
can only do it if you can quarantine on the way back and pay for your own quarantine. It's like, there's no way. But it's like,
it makes it really prohibitive of doing any of that stuff. Like, it's really,
you
it's
can't plan anything.
no.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. And like, so, you know, there's a big push at the moment to even let us be able to do photo shoots because, like, you know, the construction industry is all working, and they're like, I know because there's a construction site across the road. There's like 20 guys out there, none of them wearing masks. They're just like, and you're just like, I could be doing a photo shoot that I know, you know, you'd be ages away from someone. You could be wearing masks. You could just get them to quickly take it off for the parts that you're shooting, like to be super compliant. But that's not allowed, you know, like it's just, I don't know. People are starting to get really frustrated with, I guess, the things that are allowed to continue versus industries like ours that are just like, I don't know. I feel like at some point, we need to find a middle ground. Like, we need to live with this for however long. So what do we need to do to make it possible for us? Like, yes, it can be like smaller shoots, less people, distance, masks, hand sanitizer, like, but can we have a conversation about what that is? Because at the moment, it's just like, no, like, you can't work.
Yeah.
So it's just, hey, Ines, nice to see you. Yeah, it's just like, it's so rough.
Yeah, it feels, it's very disheartening to see that it's just not going down. Like, there was that one day where it was 5.
Yes, I was like, I yelled out to Jarvis, I was like, 5! Like, out of context, like, no context, is screaming, 5! 5! And he's like, what? And I'm like, 5! Like, but then the other day when it was 15, because like I know that it's all been based on the average, so I'm just like, oh, that means the average is going up again, and it was just so deflating, you know. It was just I did a gig at ABC last week, and that was all fine. That I didn't even like in Melbourne. Honestly, I don't even know how it works. Like, I keep hearing about stuff like that. It's so wild.
I feel like at the beginning with like first kind of restrictions and whatever, like being really motivated to pivot. Like now, like saying, you know, you have 2 hours per day to be outside and exercise, and you can be in a park. I'd be like, all right, sweet, let's do a photo shoot in a park.
Yeah,
or like,
totally. Like what?
Like,
exactly.
I can work with this. I can work with
this.
I
can. Let's have a conversation about, like, I think that's the point that we're at now, 7 months later, is like, how do we continue? We can't continue on like this. It's not feasible. People are going to riot soon. Like, it's going to get to the point where people are just, they're going to be like, fuck it. And that's the worst possible thing for the health outcome, was when people don't care anymore. So like, what's the happy medium? How can we get like some guidance about what is safe and we're able to do? It's not going to go back to normal. We're not going to be able to do all of the things. We get that, but like, surely there are ways that we can continue to work. It's just like a massive crew with. See, that's part of it. I did not know that was legal at all. Like, we were able to do that in stage 3, which is how we did all of the rule stuff, and we all had like, we had a work safe guy on set, and he explained all of the rules. But for stage 4, I think actually film might be different. But I know photography is like not
Commercial
allowed
is
at all. Yeah, I don't.
Mm.
It's just frustrating. It's like all of the little people. Glow said in Scotland we are in the hundreds and people still complaining about basic measures to mitigate. I mean, like, I don't know. People complained here at the start, but like, I don't know. They still did it.
I agree with it's like I'm over it, but I'm still going to comply. It's like
Yeah,
I've been compliant the whole time.
The whole
and
time.
Like, I haven't really seen many people. I haven't seen my family since like Christmas. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fully 100% in.
Yeah,
And
same.
I go to the park
Same.
and people aren't doing the right thing. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's frustrating.
Really, that's the part that's very deflating. It's just like, we're all in it together, but there's just like a few people that just, yeah. You have to try and work out how to have like positive affirmations or ways of motivating people to keep going. And it's really hard when it just feels like we're Groundhog Day every day.
Yeah, and I think when you've taken like the ability of people to earn money away, and like that's really, really tricky. And then, you know, like for a while it was great because we're getting JobKeeper and stuff like that, but then that's been reduced now even in Victoria, and that feels really unfair because like the rest of Australia aren't in lockdown like we are, but we're not able to work. So it's just like you're stuck in a Zoom. Sam, just like hang up on them. Don't know.
I feel like even beyond work, like I don't really mind work. I just want to see humans. Like work is definitely like it's good to get paid and be able to do the things that we want to do. But like I'm just longing for like being in a group where you can kind of have a collective voice outside of your own. Like I think that's what Twitch streaming and calling people up on phone calls and things like that. But just being able to be
totally.
It totally collectively.
Absolutely changed.
Euphoric and lovely and
just seeing my friends yesterday completely changed my mental state from being one of the worst it's been in 7 months to like totally normal again. It was like, oh my god, I'm totally fine. Like I'm not depressed. I'm like, my friends are here. It was being like, it was awesome. It just like but I think like work, I guess because when I talk about work, like, and I've spoken about this so many times about how photography is like part of my identity. It's my happy place. Like I love what I do so much, and I love connecting with people via my art. So like I get that social interaction when I'm working. Like that's how I feel like I honestly feel like on the biggest high when I finish a shoot, and I miss that feeling so much. Like it's such a big part of my life. So when I talk about work, it's like that's what I miss. Like I miss that high that I get when I've done an amazing shoot and everyone is so happy and you're like, oh my god, this was the best. Like
I miss
sucks.
that. There's been a few days where like Alex has gone out to do work and I've gone out to do work, and you come home at the end of the day and you're like, what did you do today? And I miss that feeling of just being like, oh, we have so much to tell each other about, like all the cool things that we did.
Yes.
Cool, it's like something different, whereas it's like I know exactly what you did today, and I know exactly what you did today.
even I don't know if you've noticed this, Elle, but even with friends, like all of my best friends, like we've stopped talking as much because we don't have anything to talk about.
Exactly.
Like we still do, like you know, we still send funny stuff and that, but it's like, how are you going? Is just like, like what do I tell you? I've got nothing to report. I literally have nothing. There's nothing going on in my life other than the fact that I'm streaming 3 times a week, and that is it. And that's bloody hard as well. And it's just like people stop communicating with each other and just like, you know, just like I've got, you know, I'm boring to talk to because there's nothing to report. So it's like you're going around in this circle of everybody being a bit flat and a bit shit. I don't know. Anyway, my point being that Melbourne people relate to what I'm saying. And other people are like, the most common thing is like, oh, you know, it's cool, it'll be over soon. And it's like, yeah, hopefully.
Like, when? When?
fucking when?
When?
Because
Oh.
it's been 7 months. Because originally they're like, we'll just go into lockdown for 5 weeks. And we were like on board. Melburnians were like on board with this shit. Like legit more than anyone in Australia. So remember when we were making plans for May? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And,
my
like,
god.
we wasn't Splendor pushed back to October
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Splendor got pushed back to October, and you were like, oh, I mean that's good. That's fun. It's nicer.
Weird.
Yeah, it's nicer weather
Yeah.
in October anyway, and
Yeah. Yeah.
the most depressing thing. Oh, you go.
Oh no, you go.
No, you go. Definitely you go.
Oh, we were in New Zealand before that like 2-week quarantine kicked in for like when you've been overseas and like
Oh yes.
had to stay inside for 2 weeks. We went over for a friend's wedding and it was kind of like being at the airport being like maybe we shouldn't do this, like it seems like it's all about to just get super real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember coming back into that quarantine, we'd just missed the cutoff, so we had to go straight into it. And I was just like, well, in 2 weeks time we'll have to do 2 weeks, but then we'll be good.
Yeah.
Like it's just like 2 weeks is quite a while, and
even at the time it just felt like, oh god, 2 weeks. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. And yeah. Unless there's food and toilet paper now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There's nobody's fighting over toilet paper anymore. There's no supply chain issues. I do, like, honestly, I've thought about that so many times, like really practicing a lot of gratitude and like, we live in a beautiful house here. We live over 4 levels. We have a rooftop garden. Like, it is the best spot to be isolated because you're not on top of each other. If you want space, you can have space. If you don't, so it's like we are in a very privileged position. All of those things, like we honestly couldn't be in a better spot to isolate. But after 7 months, this still gets like. And also the 5K radius bubble where you can't leave the radius. So we live in Williamstown. So 2.5 Ks of that radius is in the fucking ocean. We don't even have a radius. It's like, oh my god. It's like, it's so funny. Like we looked at the thing. Yeah, get the kayak out. We could go halfway to St Kilda maybe, but it's just, I don't know. Gotta look at the funny side of things, but.
It has to be funny. It has to be. It's quite that.
So Jack said, hopefully get up to shoot early October was a message that I sent to clients regarding their music video. I've sent so many of those, like, and I keep getting people emailing me going, do you know when you can shoot yet? And I'm like, no, I don't. I think it's the 26th of October. I don't know if it's going to be. It's just this weird holding pattern of you can't plan anything, not even like a month in advance. Super whack.
Yeah, that's I've been shooting Nick, who lives down the road from me, because like it's been really lovely to be able to collaborate with someone so close. But he said that like a lot of people have been asking him like, when is it gonna, like, when can you shoot, as if he's some kind of like. It's not like we know more than.
Yeah, totally. That's that. I've been hit up by some really big clients in the last couple of weeks, and they've all had to go to Sydney to do stuff, and it's like so brutal. But like they're all like, "Is there any way you could shoot?" And I'm like, I don't want to risk a $5,000 fine. Like it's just like not worth it. Like, But yeah, but we don't know anymore. We're literally going day by day. So Glow said, I just keep thinking about how amazing it's going to be once we get out of this. That first year is going to be the most lit parties of the century. So many babies are going to be conceived. Speaking of babies are already. I've had 4 people I know say they're pregnant in the last week. It's like isolation baby boom at the moment.
Yeah. I suppose, it's a project.
Yeah, totally.
All right, now we can plan. Yeah, we couldn't plan before this, but now we can plan.
COVID babies. You're pregnant too, Sam. Oh my god, that's so funny. Sir Jackson, I was so excited. I had something planned to shoot, can't release it within 2 weeks. The song came out 2 weeks ago without a video. Oh, that's a bummer. A project.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like,
You.
everyone's in the same situation, I guess. It's like... Anyway, it's just nice to... I always go into Eilish's stream and we just like... We always drop some comment about we just know how bad it is for each other, and we're just like, because she's got like people that are watching from all over the world. We just drop some friggin' Melbourne comment. We're just like, yep, still sucks here. It's really bad, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it with Twitch and our communities. I love her streams too. I've got her on in a couple of weeks actually. Gonna chat to her as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about, hey Mini Pizza, I'm so excited about sharing all of you amazing women streamers that I know, music streamers, because you guys are awesome and I get to share. And that's great. Yay. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. We've had you for 2 hours. I was definitely not expecting to talk to you for this long. I really appreciate your time.
That's okay. I got time.
Cool. Yeah, we got a lot of time at the moment. I'll hang around for a little bit, guys, if you guys want to hang out, but I'll say goodbye to Elle. Really nice to chat to you, and I'll definitely pop into your stream and watch you play Minecraft for a little bit longer.
Perfect. Hi, everyone.
Okay, bye, my love. See ya.
Bye.
That was nice.